Today I'm going to talk a little bit about our journey with Coca-Cola and why we indeed need to evolve the market research tracker. So one of the things Coca-Cola is not always renowned for its product innovation and speed to market. The same cannot really be said for its approach to knowledge and insights. In the Crit Spring 2015 report, Coca-Cola was recognized as the second most innovative market research client for its commitment to staying at the forefront of technology, techniques and methodologies. And some of the comments can be seen on screen. So they understand the needs and the do's and don'ts behind market research while constantly pushing for new ways of doing things better and smarter. The reasons why Coca-Cola constantly need to innovate the way they conduct market research and how they harvest and analyze information are many and varied. There's of course a constant change in consumer behavior with 24/7 social media, with changing communications, changing environments, the change of distribution, but also the changing needs of the consumer and their occasions when they drink beverages such as Coca-Cola or other beverages. Then there's the whole change in expectations about brands. Consumers expect co-creation, they expect to be listened to, they expect social responsibilities from the brands that they use and that they love. And then there's of course the whole data deluge, like the big data, electronic footprints and passive data collection and the need to gain and distribute insights faster. To give you a bit of an idea of the environment that Coca-Cola operates, in particular in the social media area, there's some estimates out there that Coca-Cola is mentioned as a brand about 33 times per minute worldwide. They have around 93 million Facebook and 3 million Twitter followers, and they have up to 2,000 ad mentions per day on Twitter, including Share a Coke and Make the Happiness hashtags. So to stay ahead of the game, Coca-Cola broke the market research value chain through smart thinking, best-in-class requirements for solutions and products and services, and constantly challenging the norms through their knowledge and insights teams. Flexibility is key both in terms of the methodologies, but also Coke's talent, deployment, and service model. Or as one insights manager at Coca-Cola put it, we don't care where we get our information from, as long as we have it when we need it. And yes, some of those sources might be more reliable than others, but we know that. Having some information fast when needed is still better than having no information. By diversifying its skills, Coca-Cola made knowledge and insights part of its competitive edge, enabling them to work with the best people and solutions available. The goal was to use capable low-cost suppliers locally, best-in-class global suppliers, trust the data and utilize the speed of delivery of one analysis platform within the same protocol network. And the pie chart you see there is just an example of how we redesigned as a team with a number of suppliers Coca-Cola's biggest tracker, which is their brand guidance system. So having a design group, having a protocol custodian group, working with local agencies for field, bringing it all together in one knowledge bank platform, and then having the people and some agencies doing the interrogation and the delivery and spitting it out with analytics to help them really get the trifecta of market research, which is better, faster, and cheaper insights. But using best-in-class suppliers and solutions doesn't prevent Coca-Cola from facing some of our typical research challenges. For example, data quality, survey length, of course, human error, mobile implementation, field challenges, and claimed versus actual behavior, which is quite massive for a company like Coca-Cola. And many of these are simpler direct result of the research scope that Coca-Cola operates in, spanning over 90 markets, 75 plus agencies they're working with, and Infotools alone is releasing somewhat around 1,500 databases every year to the insights managers at Coca-Cola. Now, it's fair to say that historically much of the focus has been on building and maintaining a highly structured, lean and efficient information system at scale. However, there is change. Change is constant, change can be rapid, and change can be unpredictable. It is Coke's ability to identify change and respond the best that they can to that change, which generates its competitive advantage. So Coca-Cola recognized the need for a hybrid innovation, one which incorporates the scales and speed, but also the flexibility to modify and course correct quickly if required. Coca-Cola is continually monitoring current and future technologies and improvements in the market research arena. As a result, they made some significant changes to their beverage tracker by adding more flexibility, changing to a more modular approach, and using advanced technology instead of humans wherever possible. The ultimate aim is to fix what's going in first to achieve better outcomes. While current solutions aren't fully encompassing all of the state-of-the-art options, Coke has made some significant improvements. And here's some numbers. For example, the questionnaire length has been reduced by about 40% globally. The number of continuous modules that the different markets are asking their respondents has come down from an average of about 3 continuous models to 1 to 2 per market. We now have more accurate claimed consumption measure by changing some of the questions. There has been an improved sample design and field technology, bringing everyone on a level playing ground, where we now have in some of the developing countries tablets rather than pen and paper. And then there's been the data processing and harmonization turnaround, which again has cut down by about 50%. So for Coca-Cola, this is just a starting point and blueprint for the future of tracking, being shorter, smarter, and more modular. And we already see a number of markets where we now have parallel mobile studies to get even closer to those mobile respondents. At Infotools, we have been privileged to work closely with Coca-Cola on the technology side for over 15 years. And the main driver for the current technology changes is the need to make it easier and faster for our stakeholders to get to the right information at the right time. We need to provide them with space and time to think in regards to their decision making. We want to free them up from the doing. Let technology do it. So therefore, we are changing from a pull-focused environment and culture to one that helps to proactively push information to users. Some of the examples we have, and I will show you some in a moment as well, is protocol requirements that if you have a global study across 90 markets, you can see how important it is, where the local markets now have that at their fingertips through an application. The ongoing reporting is automatically updated and distributed. And if you have read some of Ray's predictions for 2016, automation is one of the big ones there. Significant changes or other main changes trigger alerts and notifications for the users, and I'll show you an example of that. In some markets, we have specific topics distributed in easy-to-consume infographics to bring the insights basically to all the members of the team. So here are some of the examples that we have been working on with Coca-Cola. The Protocol Custodian app is one of those proactive tools that we're currently introducing. Infotools has been the protocol custodian for Coca-Cola's beverage tracker since 2006, working with over 90 markets. But we've always been facing the challenge that often we find out about changes when it's already too late, i.e. when we get the data a month and a half later and the changes have already been implemented. Now, this app helps us to be more proactive in this regard. It's used by the local Coca-Cola market, the agencies, us, and also the global Coca-Cola team. The new web-based application centralizes the key survey factors that need constant monitoring, including changes done to each country's questionnaire every wave. So, for example, in this view, markets can easily see what's happening, what's happened in the past, what's going forward, what are the next modules, what changes they have made, what modules are scheduled, and how they're doing with the protocol compliance. And the app ensures the integrity and knowledge retention of the protocol around the clock, 24/7. There's no need to go to a specific location or specific documents and interpret the protocol correctly. It's all in one place at their fingertips. Here's a slightly more detailed view of what the markets can see if they drill down further. And at a corporate level, stakeholders can see in real time the status of the protocol compliance, what agencies we use, the methodologies and the modules run around the world, and or the status of implementation of any global mandated changes. This is really important, but also reinforces the idea of being more flexible and engage with local markets while ensuring protocol compliance and keeping markets honest. We've already mentioned those ready-to-digest infographics earlier. In Europe, users get a bi-monthly newsletter with a summary of key market movements together with links to their internal scorecards and reports, user tips on specialist analysis, but also these engaging infographics with the latest hot topic deep dives. And these newsletters are an integral part of Coca-Cola's proactive insights sharing in Europe. They bring these out once a month, as I said, and twice every second month, bi-monthly, and it's really shared across the businesses. They print them out and really encourage people to dive deeper if they need any more information. Another example of pushing information to users are alerts and notifications. Most of us already know that alerts work really well in customer experience programs where stakeholders, for example, get a notification when a customer rated them 0 to 6 on a Net Promoter Scale, so they can follow up with that person before it gets out of hand. So why not use this in a slightly different way for market research trackers? Users can set up their own hot alerts, a notification feature that indicates preset areas of KPI performance changes, exception or break worthy of urgent business attention and action. So for example, let me know when my brand or one of its closest competitors experience a significant change in one of my KPIs. Or if it goes above or below a certain threshold, then all of a sudden it becomes important, or it changes by a certain amount. They can decide where and how to get these alerts, whether it's email, SMS, tablets, PC, and with one click they can see what's happening. So again, it's about freeing up stakeholders to use their time for more strategic thinking while knowing that the day-to-day stuff, the doing, is covered and that they will be alerted if anything newsworthy happens. And of course, they will be able to look at these alerts on their phones, as I said, PC or tablet, and drill deeper. We've heard it time and time again, and it's also our vision for the future, is that market research needs to be integrated with other data sources, whether it's big or small data, social media, active listening, or media or sales data. We need to be able to integrate big data, harmonize and integrate it across different surveys, data sources and media sales, for example. We need to find a way of complementing those traditional longer surveys with short and snappy mobile surveys and harmonize the KPIs across different platforms. We want to complement service with active listening through social media and digital, and Coca-Cola is already actively working on this with TNS. And having a flexible social platform to ultimately turbocharge our knowledge and insights generation, distribution, and application. Merge different information from different sources and reach different stakeholders as and when needed. For this, we're currently working with Coca-Cola to upgrade their analysis tool into a single technology platform which will turbocharge its knowledge and insights. CCB Harmony, as we call it, is a new technology that will provide Coca-Cola with a single technology for connecting, harmonizing, and presenting access to multiple sources, and the reduced time to give users access to data interrogation, visualization, reporting, storytelling, and sharing. We can merge different information on the fly. So they have different access to multiple data sources, not just market research data, but any data whether it's aggregated, sales or media, or respondent level. Users can just browse for the different data sources and choose the ones that they want to analyze. And questions that exist across different sources can be basically updated and harmonized on the fly. So for example, if we have one data source that says Q1, but the other one says Q1, with a simple find and replace, we can harmonize them. And then we can actually start looking at things like media spend and brand awareness and advertising awareness and sales and brand satisfaction and performance all linked together in one system. More importantly, of course, what we want to do is we not just want to analyze this information, but we also want to save it and get it updated automatically, as we mentioned before. And we want to visualize it, of course. The reports are updated automatically and can be shared with other users and as interactive stories. If they're on the same system, they can start one report and another person continues, or as a viewable URL link, or as a static PowerPoint Excel. And remember the notifications. Users only need to deep dive if something newsworthy happens. Otherwise, automation takes care of it and produces those reports for them. Now, we talked a lot about technology in this presentation, and while it's extremely important to implement those technology changes and remember the market research prediction for automation, there's another similar important factor that we can't forget, and which Coca-Cola clearly hasn't, and that's working together as a team and as partners. Changes don't come alive if you don't have the right service model. Flexibility is key both in terms of methodologies and vendor-agnostic talent deployment, as we said before. For Coca-Cola, that means that they're working with their local markets, their field agencies, Canto is setting up the global surveys, Infotools, and they're also bringing analytical agencies and the global and regional business units. We all work closely together as trusted partners. And here's another market research prediction for 2016. Clients and agencies working together in partnerships is becoming more and more and more important. And on that note, I finished the presentation just in time.